Let's draw in sign language. First, we need to know the basics of holding a pencil while tracing. Make sure it's straight up and hold it towards the top. Now we're ready to trace. When tracing your hands, make sure you put it flat and don't lean your pencil at all, especially when you're going towards the fingers and the wrist area. Take your time. Careful not to lean your drawing tool whatsoever. Keep it straight. Very careful in the wrist area. That's where the common mistakes appear. And you get these skinny hands like you see. Not good at all. Perfect. Now we're ready to draw the letters of the alphabet in sign language.
A!
Alright, for the letter A, make a fist and have your thumb towards the side of your hand. Careful tracing the thumb and all the knuckles that you see. Now to fill in the inside, we're going to start with the thumb. With a straight line down that curves and then curves again towards the middle. This W curve you're going to see a lot, so get used to it. Alright, so at each corner that you see, we're going to extend a curve like a J to make the fingers. Always count the fingers you draw. It's a common mistake to make either fewer or more than there should be.
B.
Alright, the letter B is just a hand with your thumb folded. Speaking of the thumb, we're going to start with that with a horizontal line and then curve it towards the left. That was just a little too pointy. Add some details of the fold in 3 parts. Alright, each corner we're going to extend the fingers. And if you watch my video about drawing the hand, you know that the fingers are divided into 3 parts with the 3 hand bones. Let's add some details. And there you have it.
Is he?
Alright, for the C, you gotta be careful tracing, especially the hole in the middle and the wrist area. Alright, we're just going to make some curves to make the wrinkles of the fingers bending. So in 3 parts again, so 3 curves, 1, 2, and over here by the knuckle, 3. And some few more curves. Let's add the nail. I think I'm missing some more details. Just a little curve here, and perhaps we could add a finger.
D.
Alright, let's start by making that W wrinkle that I told you about. We're going to be making that a lot. Now let's add the folded thumb. A little curve and that big curve with that big muscle going towards the middle. Might as well put the nail now. Alright, divide the fingers, extending from each little corner. I'm going to fix that right there. So pretty much J's to make it look like it's folded. Now the index finger divided into 3s for the 3 areas of the phalanges.
E.
So a curled up paw to make the E. This one's kind of tricky, so let's watch carefully. Even for me, it's kind of tricky. Made a mistake right there. Alright, let's extend that corner to make the thumb. Another little curve, and that big curve for that muscle we're going to be making a lot. So in each little corner that you see up there, we're just going to make a finger. Sort of a medium sausage shape. For that little corner, extend the line, and now we could add some details. So like the hand gesture for OK, just put it flat on the table and trace it up. Careful on the wrist area and the little hole. Alright, let's extend that little line to complete the thumb on the bottom. Two little curves for wrinkles, and another little wrinkle where the finger bends. Add the nail there. Divide the fingers into 3. So 1, 2, and the third one is implied. Alright, the thumb extends from that curvature. So make a horizontal line with a curve, and then divide the finger into, I guess, 3 parts. Extend the corners to make the remainder 3 fingers. This time let's start with the fingers instead of the thumb. Extend it out from the corners. And now the thumb, like the other one, extend it from that curve. Straight, and then a curve. And then the big curve for that muscle that we've been doing throughout. Extend the corners for the remainder 2 fingers. And let's add some details. Alright, let's start with the thumb with a diagonal line up, and then turning horizontal. Curve and go back to the beginning. 2 little curves, and that big one for the muscle. Alright, now each corner we're going to extend the fingers, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then at the end we'll add that detail for the index finger. Divide the pinky into 3s. So 3 sections for the 3 bones of the phalanges.
J.
Alright, this is pretty similar to the letter I. We're going to start with that curve that we've been doing at the wrist area. Now the thumb, that's overlapping, so a diagonal line and then a vertical line going down, and then a big curve going up, and two curves to kind of make those wrinkles. Each corner gets an extended line to make the fingers. Another line for the index finger that's bending, and two little details. Alright, divide the pinky into threes. The third one is implied in this case. You could add it.
K.
Notice for this you have the thumb right in the middle of the two fingers extended, not like a peace sign or the letter V. Now we're going to start with the thumb. That's going to fill in that portion right in the middle of the two fingers making the gesture. Add some details. Divide the fingers into the three phalanges. The third one I'm going to make it implied. And extend the corners for the remainder two fingers.
L.
If you're wondering, my son Tyler is doing the voices for the alphabet. He's 2 at the time. His voice is so cute. Alright, let's divide the index finger into 3. Put a little detail on the thumb. And each corner we're going to extend the fingers. Sort of like a sausage shaped. So that corner, and then the pinky is going to be a little smaller. This one I drew before and accidentally put extra fingers, so be careful. It gets a little confusing. Alright, just a few details. Like you see, I put a little wrinkle so it looks like it's bending, or the fingers are bending. And this wave that we've been doing in the wrist area since the beginning.
M.
Alright, we're used to making that curve. You can look at your own hand and see that it is there. Alright, the first corner, I'm just going to extend it and make the index finger going down. Little wrinkle for a detail. Duplicate the same thing for the other one. Always looking at the corners because that's where you're going to start. Alright, a little finger. Little curve at the top to make that thumb looking like it's coming out. Little line and that big curve for the muscle of the thumb. We have 1 finger left for a total of 5. Remember, it gets confusing, so you want to count them. Now we're just going to add some details.
M.
Alright, the end is similar. Notice where the thumb is located. So right at the corners we're going to start. Extend the line. And you guys have pretty much been making this shape for a while now. Sort of a sausage shape for the fingers. This one's a little bent, so look for that angle. Extend that little line. Do another angled shape. Big muscle for the thumb. And in that corner we're going to get 2 more fingers, so 1 and finally 2. Add some details. There we have it.
It's an O.
The O gets a little tricky to trace, especially in the wrist area where I started. So just take your time and make sure your pencil, pen, marker doesn't lean at any point. And the circle in the middle, make sure you trace it and not just draw it, because it's going to look very freeform or not like a perfect circle. Alright, a little curve that connects to that line and completes the thumb. It's going to add a little wrinkle, another one at the end of the little circle, and add the nails. And 3 wrinkles to show the fingers are bending. Connect to the thumb, and there you have it.
P.
Alright, let's extend the thumb. I think it was right here where it got traced, so let's extend it up diagonally and then curve. Make sure you go past to the index finger. Let's go down diagonally. A little wrinkle, shaped like a V, another curve for the wrinkle. Add some details. And then the little curves to divide the fingers into 3 phalanges.
Q.
To me, you sort of make the shape of an elephant with your hand and trace. Careful at the top of the fingers. I'm going to fix this tip of the finger and make it more rounded. You can always fix anything you think is not very accurate. Alright, let's put 3 wrinkles for the segments of the phalanges. 1 more that lines up with the knuckle. A curve going down. And a line going across for the thumb. 2 lines in the bottom. Some details for the nail. Some more details, and that's it.
R.
fingers crossed for the letter R. Let's start by completing these fingers. So at the corner, we're just going to extend it. Let's make the index finger that's getting overlapped, actually is overlapping the middle finger. Put a little detail there, divide into 3. Let's complete the thumb. The thumb goes up and then across, curve, and then down, and that big curve we've been doing, and this other curve we've been doing since the beginning. Some details. Now to complete the remaining 2 fingers, extend the corners with a sausage shape, the pinky being just a little smaller. Alright, let's go across to complete the thumb, or extend the thumb, a curve, and then across, a little curve, and a big curve for that muscle. Okay, extend the corners. This is the second one. This is the third. And then the last one will be the pinky going up. Add some details, and there you have it.
He.
Notice where the thumb is for this one, and attach it to the edges. Go to the corner and make a line going down. Let's try something different and overlap the thumb. So in the corner, we're going to extend the line, make that sausage shape for a finger. Going all the way up, erase the overlapping. Now go down in the corner and go up and meet at the corner right there. Up to the corner and down for the pinky. This one is a little challenging, I must say. Add some details and you should be good.
You.
Alright, let's divide the phalanges into 3s. The thumb should be somewhere in the middle, so extend it out, curve and go back to where you came. Another little curve, and a big curve. The wave at the wrist, and let's extend the fingers after we do this nail. Corner, corner, and the last corner. There you go.
V.
Alright, divide the phalanges into 3 sections. Let's do a thumb, across, curve, back to where you came from, a little curve, and then a big curve. Some details. And at each corner, extend the fingers for a total of 2 at the ends.
Tableau.
Alright, let's divide the finger into the 3 phalanges. And then we just have 2 left to draw, the thumb and the pinky. Let's start with the thumb, going across, curve, and back to where you came from. A little curve, and the big curve for the muscle. The weight for the wrist area, and some details. Now all we need is the pinky. Extend from the corner, sausage shape that goes past the thumb, and add some details. Alright, this one's kind of tricky to trace, so try your best and start all over if you have to, because a good trace will make for an easier drawing. And if you have to fix any edges or so, you may so do that. Alright, let's put some wrinkle in 3 parts for 3 phalanges that are bending. You can always look at your hands and put it back in the gesture that it was traced on, so you can get reference. That's what I'm doing. Alright, from that end wrinkle, I extend a diagonal line and a horizontal one. A little curve. And towards that little corner, another curve to make the thumb that it's folding over. And we're going to do some details for the fingers inside that are getting overlapped. And that should do the trick. If you ever feel you have to make some corrections of the tracing, you can.
Play.
Alright, let's start with the pinky by dividing it into the 3 phalanges. On the corner, we're going to extend it down, curve, and go back up to that corner. Repeat the steps, and then add some details. I feel like the thumb is a little too fat, so I'm gonna adjust it.
And Z.
The letter Z has some movement, so we're gonna make a letter 1, a number 1, with just the index finger kind of wag to the left, so it shows some motion. We start by dividing the phalanges. Extend the thumb, so across, curve, back to where you came from, a little curve, and a big curve towards the middle of the wrist. Alright, let's extend the remaining 3 fingers from each corner. Add some details, and by now you should be a pro at this. Put some dotted lines to create the Z for some motion. Oh, and one more thing, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. How do you do that? By clicking like and subscribe. Let me fix this part. Ah yeah, looks better. Bye!
Tableau. Bye.